right, so one of my closest boys, James Maslow, one of the hardest workers in Hollywood today.
Don't tell anybody that, you'll ruin my street cred completely.
Yeah, they think you're sleeping until noon.
I was partying until 4 in the morning, didn't wake up at 6 to get
here. Yeah, not this kid. How old are you?
28.
Okay, so you've been a success since you were a young teen. You started on what show?
Started early on. I got very lucky. Signed my first record deal and my first TV show when I was 17 called Big Time Rush. We were lucky enough to become the biggest kids show in history in a lot of ways on Nickelodeon, the biggest premiere ever. And then they carried over to our fans, diehards, still are diehards, to become one of the biggest boy bands in the U.S. An amazing start. I mean, I looked at it as like just the greatest paid education one person could have in my industry, and now I'm doing it all over again with films, mostly action films, which is always my passion, and music. We're rolling out a ton of solo music come top of the year. So
can I say that I heard your new song?
Yeah, you heard.
Yeah, I heard his new song. Honestly, and you guys know me, I'm not a music guy. Freaking awesome. I mean, when this thing hits, let's see if he texts and calls me back and comes and trains with me, because this kid's gonna be.
That's what I'm really gonna need it, bro. That's keep it going.
10. Watch how he's doing this. Up, stop. Up, stop. Flexing it. Absolutely zero of the concept of momentum. Zero CrossFit in the sense when you guys are kipping up into it. I would take 5 reps like this over 30 reps like a CrossFitter. Woo-hoo-hoo.
It gets tough when you don't rock.
Nice. Take a minute, take a minute. Something we talked about earlier is 3 physiques on screen that I think are, to me, and the world, some of the greatest physiques ever to be on screen. Zac Efron in Baywatch, Brad Pitt in Fight Club, and Ryan Reynolds in Blade, I think it was 2 or 3. What they had was separation and round muscles. None of them had thickness. And again, my point of view on today is if you don't want to do deadlifts, you don't have to do deadlifts. If you don't want to lift heavy, you don't have to lift heavy. Today is about the peaking, and that's what we're going to do. First thing, pull-ups, widen that back, make it look beautiful.
So you always keep wide grip pull-ups?
No.
Or mix it up all the time?
No, for me, again, range of motion on everything. Today, the best for that wide back is wide grip. So we're going to stay with that today. But on other days that we're going to go a little heavier and go try to get some of that thickness for me, I'll go inside. So I'll do a bit of all of it.
Yeah. Anything you do in life, anything at all, that activity will be made better if you've got a dog around.
Don't worry for all you girls and a lot of you guys. I'll get his shirt off later for you guys to see.
It's already getting warm in here. I might need to get up this next set and pull up.
One more. Good.
For me to do more pull-ups after this. It's a good way to warm up.
You'll feel comfortable on it. You'll be able to see this now, guys. He's talking about how he feels his core, because your abs are going to squeeze because you're rotating slightly forward instead of what you guys always do is try to squeeze the back. Guys, it's all different angles. Right here. Look at this. Look at that. That's what I want. The line all the way down in. That looks sick, kid. Beautiful. Beautiful. Looks good. 4 sets, wide grip pull-ups, 4 sets of 10, or whatever you can do it. Big thing, if you can't do pull-ups, which I'm fine with, then just do basic front pull-downs. Don't get stressed out. I wouldn't recommend using a band. It only takes off 20 pounds. Similar exercise. I would like everybody to be able to start moving their own body weight, but again,
we're also saying try not to kip. Like in CrossFit, they do that. So don't rock your body. Go lighter weight on your pull downs until you can get to doing your own body weight for pull up. And he was saying before he'd rather have me do 5 good pull ups than 30 bad ones. So it's about form, and the only I'm starting to see more results the more I slow down. Don't worry about the weight, but worry about doing the exercise correctly. I think it's us checking the ego, being younger, wanting to lift the most and show off. You got to show off too, man. If you look the best, you're showing off all the time.
Done. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I guess quick little promo. I'm James Maslow. You can go to @JamesMaslow or jamesmaslow.com for all the updates. When I have more dates, but top of next year, I'm putting out my first real run with solo music. Incredibly excited to look out for a bunch of new music, new videos, new content. I'll be touring this coming year. Then I have a few movies coming out. One's a World War II film called Wolfhound that I don't have a date on yet, but I'm so excited. But then it looks like September 1 next year, a movie called My Boyfriend's Meds, big Lion Gate, Pantaleon crossover with Jaime Camille, Brooke Shields, Brian Baumgarten, Jason Alexander. That one's gonna be out coming next year, September. So till then, all I'm doing, working and training, baby.
Some of you guys probably won't see a lot today, but I just want to make it clear that he is here today. Robbie's always training with me. Robbie today, because of filming and the crew we have, is an exercise ahead of us. But something I talked about before is Robbie won Mr. Olympia, greatest in the world, Masters Mr. Olympia. He was 60 when he won it, and he was never over 205 on stage, but he beat guys like Lou Ferrigno who weighed 308 pounds. Again, the point of today is the beautifulness of the body. Drop the ego from it and the heavy weights from it. One of the greatest, sorry.
Thank you, I appreciate
the greatest to me because of the fact that nobody's ever been able to do it for that long a period. There's tons of champions for a day. There's only one guy that I know that was champion for a lifetime.
I heard that.
The man's name is Robbie Robinson.
Thank you. Guys, have a good one.
So you're gonna want to sit in? No. We're gonna reverse out, sit down here, feet out.
Drop the weight, or you want to do that one?
First one there. Good. Grab. Kick the butt out a little bit. Go, 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 go. Now, over exaggerate, back to the chin. Even more to the chin. There. Elbows out. Again. Now, if this confuses you guys, watch this. I'm going to really confuse you. Look how high the elbows are. I want them behind the pad. Look at that. So, for you guys that understand weightlifting and angles, we're working the rear delts, the traps, the mid-rhomboids. This I call the superhero portion of the body. where you walk on screen and you see this big, shapely back. It's an illusion again. Get out of there. You guys focus so much on one body part when on screen or on stage they see the whole thing. So, where are we going? Right there, he worked all of this. All of it. And that's the point of this exercise. After we did the lats, the lower lats, now the upper back. All has a point, all has a rhythm to it. Also note, 85 pounds. Mona does more than that. I gotta give you another tip. I'm doing 140. Mona does more than that. So, it's not the weight. It's the range. Look at you smiling her ass off.
So you covered it up. You started talking shit to me because Mona does lift more than me most of the time. Then is actually realized she lifts more than Mike a lot of the times too. She's a freak of nature in the best of ways. Mona.
I guess the best title for today's workout is, you don't have to do deadlifts to have an incredible back. Keep going, keep going. Woo-hoo-hoo. Mo, same thing with James behind me.
Look at that. He's still 140 for him is nothing. His elbows behind the pads. Dude, you feel it?
No, you keep talking. I'm just too tired to keep going.
So I'm feeling that a little bit in the back of my delts as well. So it's connecting the lats and the delts here, right?
So, did you guys hear that? Yes. It's rear delt, trap, mid, lower. So it's that whole area. So the first thing we did, right there. Second thing we did, right there. This ties it together. Forward. Don't move it. Good.
So I felt good about myself, and then he did that. So
Then he got it.
Wake up, look good, and then your friend
I don't know.
Run it. It's crazy. This whole day is is lighter than even I usually go back, but we're going lighter than even I go, but I'm feeling a better pump. And instead of getting worn out on one big major lift, we're able to hit the entire back. So we still keep going. Time I come and work out with Mike, I look 5 pounds heavier. It's good, man. Get that blood into the muscle. That's what it is. Just keep it there.
Put my shirt on real quick because he's getting all swole.
Appreciate that.
So you did ask, and again, today I'm just trying to push the envelope on the one side. I'll explain why I said this. He went up to 120? 100?
Yeah, I went up to only 120. From I was
and
at
I said,
85 to start.
And I said go back down.
Yeah.
And the reason why is, again, for all you, if you can't do it with lightweight, you can't do it with heavyweight. Come on over here. Come on over. You got it, guys. You cannot go up unless you can handle the lightweight. Also, this exercise, and you're going to see me do this a lot, you're posing when you do this more than you're really lifting the weight. So for you guys at home that don't pose or anything like that, because that's silly, you got to do mind to muscle. You got to pose. I don't care if you're a power lifter. Trust me, I did powerlifting from 12 years until I was 24, and I posed more than anybody. It's the mind to muscle connection, and he did the exercise relative to the machine doing the exercise.
Yeah. Well, also we're hitting all these, I was just saying to the camera, for me, if I go and try and hit just one big heavy back, I might get in lat pull-downs, maybe a row. If I'm going heavy, I'm worn out, and I couldn't tell you what muscles really worked because my biceps tired, my shoulder, because you're just trying to rock weight. That's the thickness that I'm learning not to do because I don't want to put on that just big, gigantic muscle. We're hitting the back specifically in different parts, so you don't need that weight. In fact, with too much weight, the other muscles are going to overcompensate. You're just going to get tired. With this weight, I'm feeling it every single little place that it hits, and we can keep going and hit the entire back.
There we go.
Back to it.
I've taught him so well. I used to be the master. Now, oh, I'm hit, guys. So just so you guys know, nobody's ever kicked my ass in the gym until today. James Maslow is kicking my ass.
I like training with him when he's this depleted and he's dieting. So I actually feel like I got at least a little more cardio than him. You know what I mean? I got something. I just need one thing. I got cardio today.
Hand underneath the waist. Now you guys are always moving this. He's not moving this. This is where I want it. This is your lower back. This is not. This is your glutes. You may want to take your training partner's glutes, but not through the exercise. Nice. Again, he's bringing it up, flexing everything, taking it over. Nice. Doesn't break from here. Try this out, guys. It takes some time to get this form down. Woo.
Hey, that was a great spot.
Down there, boys. Can always get better.
Clearly.
Now, the reason why we did this now, give the upper body a break, because we're gonna do one more exercise, the famous lat pull-downs behind the neck, because you have range of motion.
Sure.
You're a youngster, you got good range of motion. I want you to be able to keep that. For everybody out there that goes, wait a minute, I read that you shouldn't do behind the necks. If you read that and that's something that you believe, then 100% do not do this. If you think it's gonna hurt your shoulder, again, please do not do this exercise. For everybody else that understands that the range of motion that you have is longevity, and you want to be able to move your arm up and down, I want you doing this. Let's go.
A natural 205.
A natural 205.
Anyone under 230 that doesn't have abs is a bitch. So
Daniel,
you have nothing to worry
Daniel,
about.
we don't mean that. Daniel, we don't mean that.
What's that?
Nothing.
Today, need all this? Yesterday?
Oh, nice, kiddo. Nice.
I like to call it CC Friday.
Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Everything's fine. Henry, come here. Jump back there. 5 more, 5 more, 5 more. Go. Go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at everything firing. Now it's the last exercise. Get a little nasty, get a little ugly, do a little momentum, do whatever you want to do. 20, 30 reps, I don't care.
So today's workout was a little bit different than normal because we were specifically hitting all the small parts of my back. I mean, I've hit exercises I've never done in 15 years of lifting weights. So that's why I love training with Mike. No matter how much you may know about working out, you're gonna learn more just watching these videos. I get to, actually be his boy and be in the gym. It's incredible. So, the biggest lesson I'm taking away from today is guys like me, most likely people like yourself, don't need the thickness. The one example Mike gave me today is like, what's one reason you need to have that thickness is if you're on stage. So if you're competing and you're bodybuilding, sure, all right, you gotta go do deadlifts and be big. Otherwise, you're gonna look better without having just thickness and having that definition. So that was today's workout, lighter weights, higher reps, and hit all the muscles, whatever muscle group you're doing. Some of my boys have asked me like, yo, are you trying to be a bodybuilder? And I go, no, absolutely not. And Mike understands that. The way that Mike trains out for him, for his look, for his goals, is different than the way that he trains me. As a singer, as an actor, I need to look a certain way. Mike understands that and he tailors the workout for me. So I see him in here with MMA fighters, with football players, and every time the workout's different because he's meeting those goals, whatever athlete, actor, musician he's with. So I love it. It's always fun. I'm always learning. And do I want to look like Mike in some ways? Sure, but I don't need to be that big, all right? So